Welcome to episode number 15 of MLB The Show 22 Postseason Series. And today I'm obviously playing my MLB The Show. Today I'm obviously playing my MLB The Show 22 Postseason Series. It's Game 3 of the World Series, Best of 7 World Series. Milwaukee Brewers, Houston Astros, and the Brewers lead this Best of 7 World Series 2-9. As the Brewers won games 1 and 2 in Milwaukee. They won game 1 3-1, and then they won game 2 2-1 in walk-off fashion because they were down 1-0 in the game. Astros in the last episode, if you haven't seen that yet, we lined the sky in the top right corner right up here. There should be an icon that pops up at the beginning of the video. But in the last episode, which is game 2 of the World Series, the Astros, there was no score going into the 9th inning. The Astros scored 1 run in the top of the 9th. They hit a 1-0 lead, and the Astros then brought in their closer, Ryan Presley, who ended up, blowing the save. Brewers tied it at 1, and then Phil Maton, I believe that's his name, came in for Houston with the base loaded and 2 outs, and then Rowdy Tellez, the Brewers' first baseman, hit a walk-off single up the middle to win the game for the Brewers 2-1. So all 3 runs in game 2 came in the 9th inning. And the Brewers won game 2, 2-1 in walk-off fashion, and they lead this Best of 7 World Series, like I said like a minute ago, 2-0. Starting pitching matchup for game 3 is Freddie Peralta for the Brewers and Jose Urquidy for the Astros. The series does shift to Houston for games 3, 4, and 5. Obviously, game 5 if necessary, because right now this could be a sweep. You never know. I don't really want it to be a sweep, but if it is, it is. It's Freddie Peralta versus Jose Urquidy. That's the starting pitching matchup for Game 3 of the World Series. Like I said, Games 3, 4, and 5. Obviously, Game 5, if necessary, are all in Houston. And then if the series does go to a Game 6 and/or Game 7, Game 6 and 7, if there is a Game 6 and/or Game 7, will be in Milwaukee. As in 2019, when the Astros won the World Series, when they played the Nationals, the Astros lost games 1 and 2 at home to the Nationals. Or in the 2019 World Series, it was the Nationals and the Astros. The Astros lost games 1 and 2 in Houston, but then the Astros won games 3, 4, and 5, all in Washington D.C. Obviously our nation's capital. So the Astros, like I said, lost games 1 and 2 in Houston, but then they won games 3, 4, and 5 in Washington D.C. But then they did drop games 6 and 7 in Houston. In the 2019 World Series, all 7 games the road team won, and the Astros had home field advantage, which you would think that means they won the World Series, but in this case they lost it because the road team won every game in the 2019 World Series. And then obviously last year the Astros lost to the Braves 4-2 in last year's World Series, and then obviously in 2017 that's when they won their first and only World Series so far. And for the Brewers, it's their first World Series appearance in 40 years. I said 50 years before Game 1, which was 2 episodes ago. I did say 50 years before Game 1. It's actually 40 years. The Brewers' first and only World Series appearance was in 1982 against, I'm not sure who they played. But either way, the Brewers' first and only World Series appearance in franchise history was in 1982, and they lost that one World Series. And as for the Astros, I believe they've been in, this is their 4th World Series appearance in 6 years, and I believe their 5th World Series appearance overall, because they were in 2005 when they were still in the national lead, lost to the White Sox 4-0, got swept by the White Sox. And then after that was 1 appearance, and then after that, 2017, they won the World Series. 2019, they were in it, lost it. 2021, they were in it and lost it, and after now, this is their 4th World Series appearance in the last 6 years, and their 5th World Series appearance in franchise history. So right now, 1 for 4, 1 for 4. 1 World Series championship and 4 World Series appearances, 25, which is 25%, but it could be 50%, could be 75%, could be 100%, but it's only 25%, which is better than 0%. But yeah, other than that aside, sorry, I just moved the tray table a little bit. I had the tray table a little bit, which actually the tripod's on the tray table, and then this camera's on the tripod. But yeah, that's that's pretty much it. That's really all the stuff that's basically all the stuff I had to tell you. So that's pretty much it. That's the end of Game 3 of the World Series. Both teams got a day off. So Game 3 of the World Series is here on October 28th, 2022. It's a Friday. Minute Maid Park in Houston will probably be rocking. As it said, Jose Urquidy pitching for the Astros versus Freddie Peralta pitching for the Brewers. Let's get into game 3 right now. Let's get it. 8:05 Eastern. Let's get it. Oh, Altuve's back. Altuve is back. Altuve is back. He had a 1 to 6 day injury, which means he's a minimum of 1 day, bottom line is, Altuve in game 1 into a slide, Altuve got hurt in game 1, slide into second base, and he had a bruised arm, which is a 1 to 6 day injury, which means a minimum of being out 1 day and a maximum, or Altuve bruised his arm sliding in second base in game 1, and he was out. It said a bruised arm and the injury would last 1 to 6 days, which means it's kind of self-explanatory. It's a minimum of 1 day of Altuve being out, and a maximum of 6 days Altuve would be out. And I think it was like 2 days Altuve was out because he got hurt in game 1, game 2, and then the off day between games, or he was only out for game 2, and then obviously, so I believe he was only out 2 days. The day of game 2, and then the travel day between games 2 and 3, or the off day between Altuve was out for game 2, and then that was his first day out because of his injury, and his second day out because of his injury was the off day between games 2 and 3. So yeah, just auto-utilize, play full game. The Astros will be the red controller, and the Brewers will be the blue controller. Home uniforms for the Astros, road uniforms for the Brewers. Minute Maid Park holds 41,000, opened in 2000. Presentation mode broadcast, quick counts on, or trapped over roofs of both parts. Minute Maid Park, home of the Astros, and American Family Field, home of the Brewers, both have a roof. The roof in Milwaukee was open for games 1 and 2, and for game 3 here in Houston, the roof will be open. Cloud cover, clear skies. Let's get into it. Righty, Peralta's a righty and an 89 overall. Urquidy's a righty and an 80 overall. So righty versus righty, 89 versus 80. So Altuve is back. He's batting that leadoff spot. Obviously, Alemnis Diaz at the spot of Jose Altuve in the batting order and in the field. So Altuve plays center base and leads off for the Astros. Alemnis Diaz to the place of Jose Altuve, in the field and in the batting order for game 2. And then unfortunately Colton Wong is still injured. I don't know why. Colton Wong's injury was supposed to be I forgot what the injury was, but it was a 1 to 2 week injury, which obviously that's kind of self-explanatory. Minimum of 1 week being out, maximum of 2 weeks being out. He's still not back for some reason. I'm not sure why sometimes, but it does say estimated injury time 1 to 2 weeks, so it could be possibly more than 2 weeks, and at this point I think it's been like, well, I think it was a 1 to 2 week injury. Yeah, I believe it was a 1 to 2 week injury. I forgot what the injury was, but I believe it was a 1 to. I forgot what the injury was, but I believe it was a 1 to 2 week injury. But either way, Colton Wong's not back, but Jose Altuve is back. So Colton Wong's not back for Milwaukee, but Jose Altuve is back for Houston. Let's get into game 3 of the World Series. Brewers trying to take a 3-0 strain to hold in the World Series, and the Brewers are trying to take a 3-0 strain to hold in the World Series, and the Astros are looking to cut the Brewers' lead here in the World Series to 2 games to 1. Let's get into game 3 right now. I'm the play-by-play announcer for this game, and John Chompy is not turned down at all. Let's get into the game right now. Let's get it. Game 3 of the World Series. 2-0 Brewers in this best of 7 World Series. Both pitchers 1-0 with a 0 ERA. There's a bracket which for some reason doesn't want to show up. There's the lineups again. Altuve's on fire. He's been at 385 in the playoffs. This place is hopping as Minute Maid Park in here, or as this place is hopping as Minute Maid Park, or this place is hopping as Minute Maid Park here in Houston, Texas is ready for the World Series. We are here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas for Game 3 of the 2022 World Series. And the 2022 World Series features the Milwaukee Brewers and the Houston Astros. Hi again, everybody. Vinny and Jay in Studio 4218 the Man Cave. Welcome to the World Series here in the show. As there's the Houston skyline behind those buildings in the background, behind the light tower there. There's the series recap. Games 1 and 2 were in Milwaukee. Brewers took games 1 and 2. Game 1 3-1 and game 2 2-1. Or the Brewers took game 1 in Milwaukee 3-1, and then the Brewers took game 2 in Milwaukee 2-1 in walk-off fashion. Brewers, well, halfway to a World Series championship. But the Astros the Brewers trying to hit a stranglehold in the World Series, and the Astros are trying to cut the Brewers lead in the World Series at 2-1. First pitch of Game 3 of the World Series comes away next. Jose Urquidy on the mound for Houston here in Game 3. Two starts here in the playoffs, 1 win, or 2 starts here in the postseason for Jose Urquidy, 1-0 record, a 0 ERA, has pitched just over 15 innings, 6 hits, a 0.46 WHIP, 1 walk, no strikeouts. So I just said 2 starts here in the playoffs for Urquidy. He has 1 win, no losses, and then 1 no decision. So out of the 2 starts, he has 1 win and 1 no decision. And here's Luis Arias leading off for the Milwaukee. 14 fastball, a slider, a circle change, and a curveball for Urquidy as we're on your way here in Game 3 of the World Series. 2-2 pitch, Arias. Arias, a fly one, that's hit well! Right center! Myers is there, not well shy of the warning track, but shy of the warning track by about 5 to 7 feet, 1 down. Here's the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. Luis Arias, Willie Adames, Christian Yelich, Andrew McCutchen, the DH, Rowdy Tellez, who was the Game 2 hero, Hunter Renfroe, Omar Narvaez, Lorenzo Tan, Jace Peterson, 3 home runs as a team for the Brewers in the postseason. All of them were in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Neither team has homered here in the World Series. Full count to Adames. And it's a line drive. Tucker hit well, but shy of the track by about 10 feet, and it's caught by Tucker. Adames lines out to Tucker, 2 down. And now it's Yelich, just 3 RBIs. It's tied for second on the Brewers here in the playoffs. Does have a home run and 3 RBIs. Does it in the postseason? I believe one of those 3 RBIs. The latest one was in the series ground ball. Pena shortstop to the right of center. He's got to hurry. Got Yelich by a step. 1-2-3 to the Brewers. Astros coming to bat, no score here in Game 3 of the World Series here in Houston. Brady Peralta is on the mound for the Brewers here in Game 3. 2 starts here in the postseason. 1-0 record with a 0 ERA. Has pitched 13 innings, 9 hits, a 0.77 WHIP, 1 walk, no strikeouts. So Urquidy and Peralta, like I said, are both 1-0 here in the playoffs with a 0 ERA. Here's Altuve. He's back after missing 1 game with a bruised arm. He suffered sliding into center base in the first inning in Game 1. So he really missed like almost 2 games because he suffered that bruised arm sliding into center base in the first inning in Game 1. And then missed Game 2. He did play in Game 2. He came in as a defensive substitution Altuve did not start in Game 2. He did come in the bottom of the 9th in Game 2 because the Astros had no one else to turn to, and Altuve was still tentatively was still on the playoff roster. Because you can't add anyone to the playoff roster or remove anyone from the playoff roster during a series, unless you have unless there's an injury, unless you have a player that is injured and the injury is more than day to day. And Altuve's was 1 to 6 days, which is technically day to day. So that's why he was still. So he didn't play in Game, or he did play in Game 2. He came in as a defensive substitution in the bottom of the 9th in Game 2. It just because they kind of ran out of players. They kind of did run out of players, and because he had to come in to play center base because no one else could play center base. Because I stupidly put in Nito Didrum to pinch hit for Jeremy Pena in Game 2, and then Didrum took over at shortstop. We had no one else to play center base. So Altuve did come in the bottom of the 9th in Game 2. But the Astros up 1-0, but unfortunately the Astros did have 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th and lost the game 2-1. Now they're on 2-0 in the series. Altuve and the Astros trying to cut the Brewers lead here in the World Series at 2-1. And then the Brewers are looking to take a 3-0 stranglehold here in the World Series. 1-1 pitch, Altuve has been 385 here in the playoffs. Ground ball, Thomas. He'll feel that he's got to hurry. Got Altuve by a step or two, 1 down. Here's the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley, Alex Bregman, Jordan Alvarez, the DH, Yuri Gurriel, Kyle Tucker, Jake Myers, Jeremy Pena, and Martin Maldonado. 251 team average for the Astros here in the playoffs. Here's Michael Brantley, the veteran, the left fielder. Ground ball up the middle, and it's a base hit over the base, over the center base bad, or center base. Ground ball up the middle, over the center base bad. 1-on-1 out now for Bregman, who's batting 327 here in the playoffs. 14 fastball, a slider, a curveball, and a circle change for Peralta. 1-1 pitch. Foul ball on the curveball, 1-2. Alvarez on deck if there's no double play here. 1-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit in the right center field. Stopping at second is Brantley. He's only has 29 speed. 2-on-1 out now for Alvarez. As he punched it the other way in the right center field, was thrown up by Kane. 2-on-1 out now for Alvarez. Astros trying to strike early and first here in game 3. That's outside, full count. Gurriel on deck. Peralta's in some trouble here. 3-1, and that is ball 4. Oh my goodness, it was called a ball. And the manager, Craig Counsell, is irate in the dugout, as he cannot believe, along with Freddie Peralta, Craig Counsell, the Milwaukee manager, along with the Milwaukee pitcher, Freddie Peralta, cannot believe that was called a ball. Base loaded, 1 out now for Gurriel. That's all chance, this could be 2. Arias, Adames, Tellez, double play. As Gurriel jammed, and it was a little slow roller to Arias. Throws Adames at center for 1, and Adames throws it to Tellez at first for the double play. Astros did 2 hits and did a want, but they leave, 1 runner. 2 hits, 1 want, and a runner left. Or 2 hits, 1 want, and 1 runner left for Houston. And the 1 no score in game 3. Here's McCutchen. 3 RBIs. The other guy is tied for second place with Yelich. Here we go. Fans, 357 here in the postseason. McCutchen the DH for Milwaukee. Foul ball, 1-2. Shift is on, but alright, done this. Here we go. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball, shift was on to the left in the infield and outfield. Tucker's there, barely has to move. He'll make the catch in right center field, 1 down here in the second. But man, that was a missed opportunity for Houston to get on the board early in first here in game 3. Here's Tellez, who was a hero in game 2 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago in this game. Ground ball right to Pena behind second, to the right of second. We'll throw out. Tellez 2 down now for 2 down for Hunter Renfroe. And then it's Narvaez if Renfroe hits on. He's been at 310 here in the playoffs. Renfroe is. Ground ball, Pena in the shift. He botches it! And he's got to hurry! And a good recovery as he gets Renfroe by half a step. Good recovery by Jeremy Pena. Middle of 2, no score here on the show. Here we go, here's Tucker. Then it's Myers, then it's Tucker, Myers, then Pena, then Maldonado if we did that far. Line drive, but Adames is right there behind second. Shift was on as Tucker lines out to Adames. Would have been a hit if there was no shift, but there was. 1 down. Here's Myers, the rookie, to the place of the injured Chad McCormick, who broke his shin in the ALDS, and he was out 1 to 2 months, so he's out for the rest of the playoffs. Jake Myers took his place. But he's been at 194, so it's not that good. Ground ball up the middle. Arias will flat it down, throw on the run. Jake Myers, 2 down now for Jeremy Pena, shortstop. Pena didn't play in game 1, but did play in game 2, and he's obviously playing here in game 3. He's been at 158. Maldonado on deck. Foul ball, 1-2 to Pena. Here we go. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball. Falling fast, right center. Kane is there. And then over. Better in for Peralta. And the 2. No score here in game 3. Here we go. Top 3, no score. Here's Narvaez. Then it's Kane and Peterson. Line drive, base hit for Narvaez. Did start from Milwaukee. One on, nobody out for Lorenzo Cain now. I know in real life they did released, but I started this postseason before he got released, so he's still on the Brewers in this game. Here's Cain, who's been at 171. He's not doing that well here in the playoffs. That's a ground ball, 2-2. Gurriel flat it down, second one, first, and he doubles up Cain. As it was Gurriel, Pena, and to the pitcher covering Urquidy. 3-6-1 double play, 2 down now for Peterson. 530 OPS, said 5th on the Brewers, I believe. He's been at 192. 30th pitch turn from Urquidy. Ground ball, Altuve. Throw to Gurriel and an over. One hit, but it was a race on a double play from Milwaukee. Middle of 3. The score is 0-0 here in Houston. Bottom 3 is Maldonado, then Altuve and Brantley. Maldonado been at 122. Foul ball, 1-2 to the Astros catcher. I believe he's played every day here in the playoffs, or if he hasn't, he's only missed like one game. Popped up, or fly ball, dead center, or straightaway center field. Cain is there. Maldonado's retired, 1 down now for the top of the order. As I just said, the Brewers won game 3, or excuse me, the Brewers won game 1, 3-1, and then the Brewers won game 2, 2-1 in walk-off fashion. Here's Altuve, 1-1 pitch. Fly ball, it's hit well, back is Renfroe, the ball is gone! Altuve goes yard, and the Astros straight first in game 3. Altuve with a solo shot, and then with the 5th row in the right center field, or solo shot for Jose Altuve, about 5 rows deep into the right field seats here at Minute Maid Park, and the Astros strike first here in game 3 of the World Series. Altuve missed game 2, or I just said he played in the bottom of 9th in game 2, but that was it. But then he's back, he's back here in game 3, as he just missed game 2. He did play in game 2, but he didn't start game 2, but he actually started here in game 3, 380 feet, 97 miles per hour off the bat, and maybe like the 5th row, maybe like the 5th, around, I would say, I don't know if it was the 5th row, but I would say at least somewhere in the first 10 rows the ball landed. I would say the ball landed in like the first 10 rows, somewhere in the first 10 rows in the right field seats here at Minute Maid Park, just to the right of the bullpen. Here's Brantley as the Astros are up 1-0 here in game 3. Ground ball, Adames will field it. Throw to Tellez, 2 down, did recovery by Peralta. That's guy on the ground. Here's Statcast powered by Google Cloud. That must have been a good throw by Adames. Throw distance 107 feet, throw speed 92 miles per hour. But the Astros are up 1-0 here in this pivotal game 3. Here's Bredman. Ground ball on the shift. Arias left the second on the run. Well, dip Bredman in and over. But the Astros strike first here in game 3 of the World Series. Thanks to this solo home run by Jose Altuve into the right field seats here at Minute Maid Park. It was into the right field seats. Into the right field seats here at Minute Maid Park, just to the right of the Astros bullpen. And the 3, 1-0 Astros here in game 3. Here we go. Brewers down 1-0. It's still over half of the game to go. Here's Arias. Ground ball up the middle. Flat down by Pena. He's got to hurry. And he did not get Arias. And the Astros might challenge as Dusty Baker says, hold on, we might challenge. That was a bang play. The call on the field is safe as Arias hits the infield single, but it could be challenged by Houston. Good play by Pena. And I think he's out. And the Astros are going to challenge this as Dusty Baker gives a thumbs up, and it'll be up to the umpires in New York to determine if the call on the field will stand or will it be reversed. And it looks like the ball on the back of the glove of Gurriel, and it was right before Arias' foot touched first base. And I think that should be reversed. And we'll have to call momentarily here whether or not the call on the field stands or if the call on the field is reversed. And the call on the field is reversed as the home plate umpire says out, and the Astros get another challenge if they want to use it later in the ball game. 1 out, no runners on for Adames. Ground ball, Altuve, who hit the home run in the bottom of the 3rd, will throw to Gurriel, 2 down quickly here in the top of the 4th. 2 down. Now it's Yelich, who's 2 for now with RBI in the series. Was in game 1. 3-1 hitters count to Yelich, and that is in there. 3-2. First round pick in the 2010 draft. Yelich was not by Milwaukee. I believe it was by Miami. Full count, foul ball. Still full count to Yelich. Brewers trying to hit a 3-0 string to hold here in the World Series, and the Astros are trying to cut the Brewers lead here in the World Series at 2-1. 1-0 Houston, top 4, fly ball. That's hit deep center field, but well shy. The orange right in the wall. Myers is there and over. 1-2-3 to the Brewers. Middle of 4. The score is the Astros 1 and the Brewers 0 here in the show. You didn't miss anything here. Is Alvarez, the DH, and the cleanup man for Houston. He walked in the first. 1-1 pitch. Popped up by the umpire in right center. Adames is there almost literally right on top of the center base umpire. But Adames missed a catch in shallow right center field, 1 down. Now Gurriel, who had that double play with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first inning. 1-0 Houston, bottom 4 here in game 3 of the World Series. 1-2 now to Gurriel. Popped up or fly ball. Tane's coming in, and he is there. 2 down. There's Tucker. Ground ball back to Peralta. 1-2-3 to the Astros. Way to the 5th here in game 3. It's still 1-0 Houston here in Houston. Here we go. Here's the DH. It's McCutchen. Let me do the order up for Milwaukee. Popped up or fly ball. I don't know if he's saying pop up. It's really a fly ball. Myers is there and he's got it and straight away center field. 1 down. Now it's Tellez, the game 2 hero from 2 nights ago. Then it's Renfroe. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball. Ortiz will snap it above his head like Peralta did in the bottom of the 4th. TD does it here in the top of the 5th. Quickly 2 down. There's Renfroe, who obviously is the right fielder for the Brewers. As obviously Altuve home run sailed right over his head into the right field seats here at Minute Maid Park. Foul ball, 1-2. I mean, Altuve obviously, I just said that probably landed it somewhere. Altuve's home run probably landed somewhere in the first 10 rows in the right field seats here at Minute Maid Park. 1-2 pitch. Popped up again, but foul. Shift is on to the left in the infield and outfield. Here we go. 1-2 pitch again. Ground ball into the shift. Altuve behind second will throw out Renfroe in and over. Halfway home here in game 3 of the World Series. The score is the Astros 1 and the Brewers 0. Here we go. Both stadiums, American Family Field, home of the Brewers, and Minute Maid Park, home of the Astros, both have a roof. Milwaukee, the roof was open for games 1 and 2, and here in Houston, the roof is open for game 3. Here's Myers. Foul ball, 2-2. Then it's Pena, then it's then it's Pena, and then it's Maldonado. So the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Adames will field it behind second on the run. Not in time. As Myers with 88 speed will beat it out, but now the Brewers might challenge. As Craig Counsell will say, hold up, we might challenge. Good play by Adames, but Myers with 88 speed to use all that speed to beat out the throw, but did he? And, I think he did. The Astros won a challenge earlier. Will the Brewers win this challenge? And Craig Counsell will say yes, they won a challenge. And once again, it will be up to the umpires in New York. That's the second challenge for a play at first base in, like 2 innings. And yeah, that's close. Remember, Ty knows the runner, and when the ball gets into the bat to Tellez's glove, and then the foot of Myers is on the base. And like I said, Ty knows the runner. And so I think it might stand, and it will stand. As the Brewers do challenge, but the call on the field stands as calls. Myers is safe at first base, and the Brewers lose their challenge, and they cannot challenge for the rest of the game. Here we go. Runner at first, nobody out for Pena. There goes Myers. That's a hit and run. Pena fouls it back. 1-2. Maldonado on deck. Peralta trying to keep it 1-0. And that is low to take. Pena went 0 for 3 in game 2. Didn't play in game 1, but in game 2 he went 0 for 3. Runners going again! Fly ball right center, but it's going to be caught by Tane. No matches Myers. He's safe easily at first base. That's one down now for Maldonado. The hit and run, but Pena flew out. Maldonado flew out in the third. To the pitch now. There goes a runner. And another hit and run. 2-2. Ground ball should be 2. Peralta, Adames, Tellez, double play. 1-6-3 double play, and then over. Way to the 6th. Here in Houston, 1-0 Astros. Here in Game 3 of the World Series. Here we go, top 6. Brewers down 1-0. Here's Narvaez. And then Sortiti. Ground ball. Pena will dive! And he got a piece of it, but didn't do it cleanly. Infield sent over Narvaez. That's tie and run. Now here's Tane. Go for one with a double play here. Line drive base hit for Tane through the right side of the infield. Throw to center by Tucker is not in time. 2 on, nobody out now for Milwaukee. They're ready. Here's Jace Peterson. And they're selling him up. Blake Taylor in the Houston bullpen. And no answer in the Milwaukee bullpen. Here's Peterson, top fielder to follow. The corner fielders are like up because they're expecting a bunt here. And Peterson bunting right to Bredman. He will go to first. It's on a tough play. And into play by Bredman. Runners move to second and third. Store's decision will be a sacrifice. 5-3. And now it's Luis Arias. Runner in second and third, 1 out. Infield's back, so the Astros are trying to trade it out for a run here. And now the infield's halfway in. Infield halfway in, runner in second and third, 1 out. They're not watching Arias, although first base is open. Fly ball, that one's hit well! The ball is gone! Luis Arias with a 3-run home run! And the Brewers take the lead! His first home run of the postseason and his first home run of the World Series, and the Brewers jump out in front, 3-1 Milwaukee here in the 6th. As the Brewers jump out in front, and it's 3-1 Milwaukee here in the 6th inning. As this crowd is stunned, first pitch is open. Surprisingly, he didn't try to pitch around Arias with Adames on deck and first base open, or really with. Surprisingly, he didn't pitch around Luis Arias because first pitch was open, but he pitched to him. It was a 2-1 count, and Luis Arias with a 3-run home run, and the Brewers jump out in front as it's 3-1 Milwaukee. As it's 3-1 Milwaukee here in the 6th inning. As this crowd is stunned here in Houston, and the Brewers are up 3-1. Ground ball through the legs of the pitcher, and I believe that hit the mound and popped up like 10 feet in the air. It's a base hit, and the Brewers are starting to have a hit parade here in the 6th inning. And the pitching coach for Houston is coming out to the mound, only throwing 66 pitches, but his team's down 3-1 after giving up that 3-run home run to Arias, which I just said was his first home run of the World Series and the postseason. Here's Yelich. 1-2 pitch, 1-on-1 out. Ground ball, Pena. This should be 2, sending 1 first. Double play to pitch by Gurriel, and a low throw by Altuve. But the Brewers have their first lead of Game 3 into this 3-run home run by Luis Arias in the right field seats. Middle sits the scores now at 3-1 Milwaukee. Astros have Pomeroy to work with, down 3-1. Here's Altuve, who is 1 for 2 with a solo home run. He would take another solo run if he wanted to, or he would take another solo home run every day of the week, as he's driven in and scored the only run for Houston on that solo shot in his last at bat. That's not a home run. It's popped up behind the plate. Narvaez is there, and he's done it in foul territory behind the plate. 1 down as Altuve is retired. Here's Brantley. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the first. The Astros only have 4 hits. I believe the Brewers only have 5. Ground ball. Adames will not be able to get to that one. By Adames and Peterson. 1-on-1 out now for Bredman as the timer is coming to the plate. Here's Bredman. 1-on-1 out. No action in the Milwaukee bullpen. Foul ball. 1-2. And then a 1-2 pitch to Bredman. Hit hard! Adames knocked it down! You know, the sending for 1, but he cannot get 2. That was hit on the screws and knocked down by Adames. It's only a fielder's choice, but he did get an out. 1-on-2 out now for Alvarez. That was hit hard. Adames doesn't get 2, but he does get 1. Ground ball, Peralta will go to first, and the inning's over. And the score is still a 3-1 Brewers here in Houston. Both teams have 5 hits, but the Brewers have 3 runs, and the Astros only have 1 run. Top 7, Urquidy's still in the game. 2-2 pitch to McCutchen, ground ball. Altuve field, he's not in a hurry. Got McCutchen by a couple of steps, 1 down. There's Tellez. Then it's Renfroe. Foul ball, 1-2. 1-2 pitch down to Tellez, and that's a ground ball, not jammed. Pena will field it to the right of second. 2 down quickly here in the 7th. Now it's Renfroe 0-for-2 with 2 ground outs. No runners on 2 outs. No runners on 2 outs. Top 7. 3-1 Brewers. Fly ball. It's hit well. Right center. Tucker to his right. And he is there. 7 in stretch time here at the ballpark. Middle of 7. The score is 3-1. Brewers. Early down. Here's Yuri Gurriel. Seems down by 2 with 9 minutes to work with. Brewers still have no one warming up in the bullpen. Only 7 pitch coming from Peralta. Ground ball off the mound. Adames is not in a hurry, but he's got Gurriel by 2 or 3 steps. 1 down. Here's Tucker. Then it's Myers. Oh, Tapper. Peterson's charging. He's got to hurry. And not in time. Tucker beats it out. Infield signal for Tucker. And here's Myers representing the tie and run. And that could start something. And they're styling him up. Devin Williams in the Milwaukee bullpen. Full count. 1 out. Runner at first might be in motion here. And he is. And it's hit and run. Base hit. Past Arias. Going to third is Tucker. And there's runners in the corners. 1 out for Houston. The time runs at first base, and now the go-ahead run's coming to the plate. It's a hit and run, and then it got, and then the ground one on the right side. It was a hit and run. Got by Arias. Couldn't get to it. Here's Pena. Runners in the corners. 1 out. And here comes, and I'll start him up. Brett Suter in the Milwaukee bullpen. And here comes Devin Williams. Try to clean up the mess here. 6 appearances here in the postseason. 1-0 record. Hasn't done up an earned run. Runners on base are responsible of Peralta. Runners in the corners. 1 out now for Pena. Time runs at first base, and Pena's the go-ahead run at the plate. Line drive. It's fallen. That ball is going to be caught. And the runner, as there's a fly ball to Renfroe in right field, is shallow. It's caught Renfroe. Runners will not tad. Now up to Maldonado. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. It's a time runs at first base, and the go-ahead runs at the plate. Against Devin Williams. Foul ball. 1-2 or 2-2 now to Maldonado. Altuve on deck. To the pitch. Ground ball. Adames will go to second. And the inning's over, and the Astros strand runners at the corners. That runners at the corners. 1 out. A fly out with no runs scoring, and then a ground out. And the 7, 3-1, Milwaukee. Astros had their chances. They've had base loaded 1 out, double play in the inning, and then right there, runners in the corners. 1 out, and then it's Story. And here comes Blake Taylor, a lefty, to face the lefty. 4-seam fastball, slider, and circle change, or 4-seam fastball, slider, and changeup. Top 8, 3-1 Milwaukee. Tapper foul as the Astros are 6 outs away from going on 3-0 in the World Series. Popped up as the pitch by Taylor jammed to Narvaez, Pena, and shallow left center field, or not shallow left center field, but Pena on the outfield grass will make the catch. 1 down for Kane, who singled and scored on the Arias home run. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball, Taylor. Throw to Gurriel, quickly 2 down. Peterson was 0 for 1 with a sack bunt, and then after that, Arias hit a 3-run home run. Ground ball, Pena. He's got to hurry, and he done it by half a step. Middle of 8, 3-1 Milwaukee now. Or middle of 8, the score is still 3-1 Milwaukee. Top of the order due up for Houston. Down 3-1. They're 6 outs away from doing, or the Astros are at the top of the order up here in the bottom of the 8th as the Astros are down 3-1, and they're 6 outs away from going down 3-0 in the World Series. And Brett Suter's now ready and waiting, and the Brewers are also starting to warm up. Their all-star closer, left-hander Josh Hader, has 7 saves during the playoffs, and hasn't done enough to earn a run. Here's Altuve, then Brantley, then Bredman. Altuve 1 for 3 with a solo home run. Foul ball 1-2. He does have a screwball, a circle change, a 14 basketball, a cutter, and a screwball. Here we go. 1-2 pitch to Altuve, trying to down base. Ground ball, Adames will backhand it, zip it over to Tellez, down Altuve by a couple of steps, 1 down for Brantley. And a stat test powered by Google Cloud. That was a long throw and a fast throw and a long throw by Adames. They did Altuve and prevent the time run from coming into play. Throw distance 116 feet, throw speed 96 miles per hour. Here's Brantley, 2 for 3 in the game. And it's Bredman. Hit hard! That ball's hit well! Bounces Yelich! He jumps! And it's off the out-of-town scoreboard! And running over is Kane that did it. And it's a double for Brantley. As that was smoked. Yelich dove like head first into the out-of-town scoreboard. Couldn't come up with it. It looks like he's okay. So no, but it is a double. Runner at center, 1 out now for Bredman. And hits the effort to make it 3-2, and a home run would make it 3-3. And they're gonna bring in Brett Suter, not Josh Hader. Why is it doing that? I literally hit it. This controller is going mad. This controller is driving me nuts. So. Why? I didn't hit it that many times. See, I didn't flick it that many. Oh, we got there eventually, guys. See, I literally just didn't. It's going on. Okay. Like, I'm literally not touching anything and it's doing that. Here comes Brett Suter after all that weirdness. The runner at center base is responsible for Williams. Here we go. I did not mean to do that. Here we go. Here's Bredman. That's hit hard! Hit far! Kane back to by the garage doors. He makes the catch. Tagged in. It's a runner at second. It's going to be a close play. And he got. No, he didn't get him. And he's safe. I thought he got him. As Bredman's safe by an eyelash. Or Brantley's safe by an eyelash. Here's Alvarez. Runner at third. 2 outs. Bottom 8. Against Suter. Ground ball up the middle, base hit! And the Astros have cut the Brewers lead to 3-2 as the Astros are within 1. Alvarez comes through with a 2-out RBI signal up the middle, and it's 3-2 as the Astros have cut the Brewers lead to 1 at 3-2. And now time runs at first base, and the go-ahead runs at the plate, and it's Gurriel. And then Jose Ciro pinch hit, or excuse me, pinch run for Yordan Alvarez at first base, and it's a tying run at first base. And has 99 speeds, a 3-1 hitters count as well. There goes the runner, and it's a hit and run. Adames will field it. Throw to first is low, but pitched by Tellez, and that saved an error. But Yordan Alvarez with the 2-out RBI signal up the middle cuts the Brewers lead to 3-2. So we headed to the 9th here in Game 3. It's now 3-2 Brewers. Astros got 1, but it is turning the timer at first base. Top 9 now. Brewers are still up in this game, only up by 1. Here, and still against Blake Taylor. Here's Arias, who has 3-run home run his last at bat. Ground ball. Altuve will die, knocked it down. But everybody's safe. Not everybody, but Arias is safe. Base hit. And here's Adames now. 1 for 3 in the game. They're starting to warm up. Hector Neres. Astros bullpen. 1 out, nobody out. Top 9. Brewers looking for some insurance. They only have 5 hits in the game. Ground ball. Pena will die. drive off the Diamond Pena, and everybody is safe. Back-to-back infield singles, and the Brewers are in business trying to get some insurance here in the 9th inning. And they're done to bring in the pitcher from the Houston bullpen. Hector Neris runs the base unresponsible of Taylor. Here's Yelich trying to get some insurance for his team here in the 9th. Hader still warm up in the Brewers bullpen. Fly ball right center. Don't send it up for a tag as a runner at second, but he will stay put at center base. 2 on 1 out now for McCutchen. Here's McCutchen now. 2 on 1 out, full count. And that is in there for a called strike 3 on the inside corner. 2 down for Tellez. It was 2 on 1 out, or 2 on nobody out, then a fly out, then a strikeout looked in it. Here's a 2 on 2 out for Tellez, 0 for 3 in the game. A little tapper. That's the pitcher. Brewers at 2 on nobody out, do not score. The fly out, then a strikeout looked in, then a ground out. Last chance for the Astros in the bottom of the 9th. Middle of 9, the score is 3-2 Brewers. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Astros here in the bottom of the 9th. It's Tucker, Myers, and Pena. And here comes the Brewers all-star closer, left-hander Josh Hader. There's 7 for 7, 9 appearances here in the postseason, 7 for 7 on save opportunities, 7 saves and 7 save opportunities, 7 innings pitched, hasn't had an earned run all postseason long. He's been reliable for Milwaukee. Yep, Tucker, Myers, then Pena. 1 on pitch. Shift is on. Foul ball, 1 and 2. Time to the plate. Tutter's trying to get on. And he has some speed if he can get on. Ground ball, Don Shiftles on. To the right of second. Tucker is retired, 1 down now for Myers, the rookie center fielder. I believe he's a rookie. Either way, he's up. 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Here we go. Corner infielders are protecting the lines. Ground ball, Hader will throw to first, and the Brewers are out away from taking a 3-up and stranglehold here in the World Series. Now it's up to Jerry Pena. Oh my. Corner infielders are protecting the lines. Astros are out away from going on 3-0 in the World Series. Here's Pena. Swing and a miss. Astros on their final strike. A fly ball center field. Kane coming in, and he's there. And the Brewers win Game 3, and they're taking a 3-0 stranglehold here in the World Series. And they are a win away from winning their first World Series in franchise history. As Peralta gets the win, Urquidy gets the loss, and Hader gets another save. As he's 8 for 8 now in the postseason, 8 saves and 8 save opportunities. As Hader's been a reliable arm in that Milwaukee bullpen all season or all postseason long. As there's a final line score. Astros did get 1 in the 8th and had the time run at first base and 2 outs in the 8th after that RBI sent by Alvarez. But unfortunately, they did not score another run. As after that RBI sent by Alvarez, the next guy run into a fielder's choice, and then Hader sends the Astros down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 9th. As Peralta gets the win, he's now 2-0 in the postseason. Urquidy gets a loss, he falls at 1-1 in the postseason. And Hader gets a save, his 8th of the postseason. As he's 8 for 8 on save opportunities. 8 saves, 8 save opportunities. And the Brewers hit a 3-0 stranglehold here in the World Series. As the Astros and the Astros fans are stunned. As Altuve had a solo home run in the 3rd inning to give the Astros a 1-0 lead, but then Luis Arias with a 3-run home run. Or Jose Altuve gave the Astros the lead with a solo home run in the bottom of the 3rd, and then Luis Arias of the Brewers with a 3-run home run in the top of the 6th, and then Yordan Alvarez, the Astros DH, with a 2-out RBI single at the middle that made it 3-2, and the next guy after that, Gurriel grounded into a fielder's choice, and then in the 9th inning, Hader sent the Astros down 1-2-3, retired Tucker, Myers, and Pena, and the Astros are now down 3-0. Down 3 games to none here in this best of 7 World Series, and there's only been one team in MLB history to come back in a best of 7 series to win the series, or there's only been one team in MLB history to come back to win a best of 7 series after they were trailing 3-0 or 3 games to none. The Astros almost were the 7th team 2 years ago in the 2020 ALCS against the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, in San Diego. The Astros were down 3-0 in that series, 3 games and then in that series. Came back to tie a series 3-3, but lost Game 7. So the Astros in that 2020 ALCS against the Rays lost games 1, 2, and 3. Won games 4, 5, and 6, but the Astros, like I said, the Astros lost games 1, 2, and 3. Won games 4, 5, and 6, but ended up losing Game 7. So they weren't the 7th team in MLB history that come back in a best-of-7 series to win the best-of-7, or the Astros in 2020 ALCS were down 3-0 in the 2020 ALCS against the Rays, but unfortunately did not win the series. They were down 3-0 and they came back to tie the series 3-3, but unfortunately the Astros lost Game 7 in that series, and the Rays went to the World Series in 2020. So the Astros were not the 7th team in MLB history to come back and win a best-of-7 series after they were trailing in that best-of-7 series 3-0. As the Astros kind of in the series have to do that, have to be the 7th team that made history, come back 3-0 to win the series, to win a best-of-7 series. They would have to do it in this World Series if they want to win it all. As the Astros, if they want to come back to win the World Series, they would have to be the 7th team in MLB history to come back to win a best-of-7 series after they were trailing in that best-of-7 series 3-0. And the only team to do that was, I believe it was the Yankees came back down 3-0 against the Red Sox. I know it was the Yankees and Red Sox, and I believe it was in the ALCS. I'm not sure which year, but it was the ALCS, I believe, and it was the ALCS, and it was the it was the ALCS, it was the Red Sox and the Yankees. I believe the Red Sox were up 3-0 in the series, and the Yankees came back to win games 4, 5, 6, and 7 to win the series 4-3 and go to the World Series. I believe that was the case. Or it was the other way around. The Red Sox came back down 3-0. I know it was the Red Sox and the Yankees in the series that hit the one of those teams. It was the Yankees or the Red Sox came back down 3-0 to win the series. Actually, I'll look it up. When was the only time in MLB history where a team has come back down 3-0 in a series?
Here's the top search result.
In MLB history, how many times has a team come back down 3-0 in a series to win it?
According to Wikipedia, in the history of these leagues, teams that were down 3-0 in a series have come back to win the series 5 times, 4 times in the NHL and once in MLB.
So that's happened 5 times where a team has come back down 3-0 to win a series in sports, or in history of like the 4 major sports, and it's happened 4 times in the NHL, only 1 time in the MLB. I want a list of the teams. I believe it was the Yankees, and I believe it might have been 2004 when the Red Sox won the World Series.
The Boston Red Sox won the World Series in
It heard me say that. Oh. List of teams coming back down 3-0 in a series.
Here are some results from a search.
Okay, I clicked on it the first time, and I must have not clicked on it. I'm not sure to hurry up here if it ever would load. It's connected to the internet. It should be already connected. I mean, my phone should be connected to the internet. I don't know why. Sorry about this, guys, but there it is. It was the Boston Red Sox. Yeah, it was 2004 ALCS. It was the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. And it was the 2004 ALCS. It was the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees. The Yankees were up 3-0 in that series, and the Red Sox ended up winning after the Red Sox lost games 1, 2, and 3. The Red Sox ended up winning games 4, 5, 6, and 7 and went on to the World Series and won the World Series. And that was the first World Series championship for the Red Sox since 1918. And then unsuccessful comebacks. One MLB team has even the series after being down 3-0, but lost Game 7, and that was in the 2020 ALCS. It was in the 2020 ALCS. It was the Astros and the Rays, like I said earlier, where the Rays won games 1, 2, and 3. Astros won games 4, 5, and 6, but the Rays ended up winning Game 7. So I mean, you never know. I mean, it's only happened once in real life, and it almost happened twice because the Astros almost did it in the 2020 ALCS. But unfortunately, they didn't do it in the 2020 ALCS. But you never know. You never know. This is just a video game. And even if the Astros do lose the World Series, it's just a video game at the end of the day. I mean, it's just a video game. But yeah, Freddie Peralta gets the win. Jose Urquidy gets the loss. Josh Hader gets the save. And Luis Urias, who that 3-run home run, which ended up being the difference in the game, is the player of the game. As he went 2 for 4 with a home run, a single, 3 RBIs on the home run, and obviously then scored on the home run. So 2 for 4 with a home run, a single, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next episode of the series will be Game 4 of the World Series in Houston. It could be the last day here in this postseason bracket, and it could be the last episode of this MLB The Show 22 postseason series. But I'm probably not going to be doing another postseason bracket here in MLB The Show 22. I might not, but it possibly could be the last episode of this series, because it will be if the series ends in the next episode, and if I don't do another postseason bracket here in MLB The Show 22. And even if the series doesn't end in the next episode, this might be the only postseason bracket in MLB The Show 22, because I only did one postseason bracket in MLB The Show 21. I did like 4 or 5 in MLB The Show 20, but I only did one last year in MLB The Show 21, and so far it's the only one in MLB The Show 22. But I probably won't do another one. If I do, it might be like for the Division Series, Championship Series, and the World Series. It might be all 3 of those series might just be one game, or it might be best of 3 for the Division Series and the Championship Series, and then best of 5 for the World Series. It might be something like that, if I even do another one. I'm not saying I'm not doing another one, and I'm not saying I am doing another one. It's a 50-50 chance probably right now if I do another one or not. Yeah, and I've been trying to do an episode of the series every other day. That might not be the case, because the next episode should be going up on Thursday, July 21st. Right now it's Tuesday, July 19th. The next episode of the series might not be going up until Friday. I know it's 3 days from now, but Thursday I have some things going on, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to film. And even if I'm able to film, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to post the next episode of the series on Thursday. But the next episode of the series will most likely be on Thursday, July 21st, or on Friday, July 22nd. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and it's only a mystery of what the next video on this channel will be. So you'll find out what and when the next video on this channel will be, or you'll find out what and when the next video on this channel will be when I post it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, time to close the board. If you hit the like button, subscribe if you have yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And I'm going to see you in episode number 16 of this MLB The Show 22 post-season series. See you in episode number 16. And you don't want to bacon and go Brewers.